All right, so let's...
So I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that.
What an enemy.
And we're making...
When Elon made his promise to eliminate the woke mind virus, do you remember it? Perhaps this is the case, and as a result, he is taking some concrete steps in order to fulfill his promise of acquiring one of the most prominent media companies in the United States. The individual is said to have his sights set on Disney. You read that correctly. Disney, the company that is responsible for the creation of Mickey Mouse, Marvel, and all of the Star Wars sequels that we have been attempting to emotionally recover from because of that mistake. It would appear that the entire chain of events began at an event in which Musk casually mentioned that he was considering the possibility of acquiring other businesses. At a public event, who would say something like that? It was only Elon, and it was possible that it was one of those spontaneous moments for which he is famous, but then he started making fun of Disney. As a result of the manner in which he has been criticizing the company, he has not merely thrown shade, rather he has practically constructed an umbrella factory. But here's where things start to get interesting. He's not just talking. Elon has supported 2 lawsuits against Disney, and you don't do that unless you're trying to shake things up. So not only that, but he has connections. It would appear that Nelson Peltz, a significant investor in Disney, is friends with Elon Musk. It was Peltz who extended an invitation to Musk to attend the event that was the starting point for the discussion regarding Musk, and might buy Disney. Peltz has made it abundantly clear that he desires for Disney to undergo a transformation, and it appears that Elon is on the same page. Having said that, let's be honest. The concept of a single individual purchasing a media giant such as Disney outright, it is not typical for these things to occur. In most cases, one media company will acquire another. However, Elon is not exactly known for doing things in the typical manner. As a result of Disney's recent string of failures, there is already talk about the possibility that the company will sell off assets. Some people believe that other people might intervene, but it appears that Musk has other plans. According to reports, he is currently in negotiations to acquire MSNBC. If he is successful in this endeavor, it could pave the way for NBC to acquire Disney. This would be his first major move. Consider it for a moment. A strategic move has been made. In spite of the fact that purchasing Disney directly might be difficult, Musk's strategy of approaching the acquisition through a media powerhouse such as NBC is a classic example of his ability to find a way to accomplish something that no one else would even attempt. Let's not forget the bigger picture here. There has been a lot of difficulty for Disney, a lot of difficulty. As a result of the failure of their films at the box office, the criticism they have received for their creative choices, and the drama that fans have experienced with the never ending, they are looking for a way to stabilize the situation. The idea of selling off parts of the company or even the entire thing has been discussed for some time now, and even what it would mean to buy away. Disney has deemed himself as the person who saves Disney if he were to intervene, or at the very least, that is how he would spin the situation. Moreover, it is evident that this way of thinking is also prevalent in Hollywood and Disney. As a result of Musk's legal actions against Disney, some people are speculating that he may be intentionally harming the company's brand and driving down its stock price in order to make a takeover more affordable. Moreover, it is not just Musk who is involved. There are rumors that suggest Apple is also interested in Disney's struggling brand, and there are reports that suggest they are contemplating a purchase of their own. Brings us to Bob Iger, the individual who is once again in charge of the Disney ship. Iger was brought back to replace Bob Chapek, who had led Disney through 3 turbulent years but stepped down as CEO in 2020. Chapek had led Disney through these years. Insiders, however, are now... Apple is the name that keeps coming up in these conversations, whispering that Iger's true mission might not be to save Disney in the long term, but rather to prepare it for a sale. Apple is the company that keeps coming up in these conversations. A close friendship existed between Iger and Steve Jobs, and at one point there was even discussion about the possibility of a merger between Apple and Disney. After Jobs passed away in 2011, it appeared as though those dreams were no longer possible. However, now that Iger is back in charge, speculation is once again heating up. Based on the information provided by an insider, the potential sale of Disney by Iger was described as the ultimate deal maker's dream deal. Nobody knows for certain whether or not that is true or whether it is just industry gossip. Would that be possible? Possibly it would come as a surprise. Nevertheless, here is where things get even more juicy. It is not just for the sake of amusement that Musk is buying into the media. This is about control. This mission has been undertaken by him in order to, as he puts it, save the media and fight against what he refers to as the woke mind virus. How do you feel about him? The individual possesses a vision or perhaps an agenda, depending on how you interpret the situation. He has been vocal about reshaping narratives and challenging what he perceives to be biases in media and entertainment, and Disney's is a prime target for someone with that mindset. When he bought Twitter, it wasn't just about owning a social media platform. He was also challenging what were perceived to be biases in the entertainment industry as Snow White makes her way to The Mandalorian. The company Disney has been at the forefront of cultural discussions, and it is abundantly clear that Musk wants a seat at the table, or perhaps even the helm of all of them. Elon Musk has always had a way of framing his actions as part of some grander mission. When it comes to Twitter, he has called it a fight against the so-called woke mind virus, which is a term that he clearly enjoys using. He did not merely stop at purchasing the platform, rather, he turned it into a cultural moment by discussing how it was contributing to what he referred to as the deterioration of civilization. Spectacular. So I think it's important to note something. He can also own 99% of the digital companies on the platform, allegedly like $2 billion in value, and with much consistency allows him to clearly examine a situation and make determinations about how it fits into a consistent and possibly evil struggle. That is correct. However, when he criticizes Disney, it follows a pattern that is very similar. Philosophy is at the heart of this matter. It is not just about business. At this point, let us imagine that Musk is successful in accomplishing this goal. Perhaps he does not have to purchase Disney outright. Perhaps a significant stake or a strategic partnership through NBC is all that is required. But beyond that, I wouldn't assume that Musk has gone past his willingness to expose Netflix's founders at its biggest insider to accusations. What would Disney look like because of his track record with Twitter? It is highly unlikely that he will be using subtlety. Rather, we are talking about big, bold moves that will completely transform the situation overnight. It is highly likely that one of Musk's objectives would be to remove any overtly political messages from Disney's content. He would advocate for films and shows that serve the purpose of entertaining without delving into contentious topics. It may appear to be straightforward, but here is where things get complicated. There is a massive debate going on about whether or not art should challenge audiences or whether it should stick to neutral storytelling. It would appear that Musk would take a position that is firmly in the neutral camp, thereby establishing a Disney that does not alienate any particular group. But would something like that even be possible? This is because there are individuals who are in agreement with the concept of entertainment that does not involve politics. Others, on the other hand, contend that the narratives that are difficult to follow are what make Musk's stories memorable. Recent failures at the box office by Disney provide evidence that the company's current formula is not producing the desired results. It appears that almost every release is experiencing financial difficulties, and Disney Plus is not helping to increase subscriber numbers either. The service has become a money pit rather than the lifeline that Disney had hoped it would be. The numbers are down and the service has become profitable. Two worlds with trash cans spilling the land the way Musk was in charge of the company, which caused users to be divided. There were those who lauded the platform's new direction before Musk took over, and there were others who saw the platform as a direction it could take the company numbers away from the Holy Grail. Despite the fact that others were unable to jump ship quickly enough, was he able to strike a balance between his mission to fix media and the requirement to maintain Disney's heart and soul? Please share your thoughts with us in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating updates on the drama involving Disney and Musk. Have a good time in the next video.